And just like that, here we are at the end of the month of September. The last week of September was actually a pretty busy one and successful in terms of getting things checked off my list, especially my cleaning list, that is. All right, now that it's been a solid week, I think it's time to crack these open. If nothing else, I think today's going to be laundry day. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that, we're unpacked. It only took a week. And here is all that laundry. I worked late into the evening, I ate something, and now it's 10 o'clock. Do I want to deal with this? Do I want to make my bed? No. All I'm planning to do is make room to sleep and deal with this tomorrow. All right, here is my plan for this morning. I'm doing a little timeline here so I can organize my time better today. I want to work with this 4-hour window that you see here, and during that time get as much done as I can. Between 10 and 11, I want to work on my video and I want to wash my blanket. Between 11 and 12, I want to do the dishes and I want to pay my bills. There's a lot of mail that I need to go through and organize, if nothing else. Between 12 and 1, I want to put another load of laundry in, and I want to fold all the laundry that I have. Finally, between 1 and 2, I want to sweep and wash the floor. Looking at it right now, this seems very doable. Let's get to it. Laundry day continues here. I just took off this blanket to get washed. It's a nice sunny day outside, so hopefully it'll dry well. I do have one more on this couch that needs to be washed. You know, from time to time, gotta refresh these blankets because these dirty little butts are sitting on them. Otherwise, I have pretty ambitious plans of folding that mountain of laundry and putting my sheets on the bed. But my other cat is sleeping in there right now, so I'm going to put that off till a little bit later because I'm a nice person. I also really would hope to get some dishes done today. I haven't done any yet this week. And ideally, it's time to sweep and wash the floors in the living room. It's going to start raining here later in the week, so I'm hoping I can get that done today. But who knows? We'll see. All right, I worked on the video and the blanket is in the laundry. Let's move on to the next hour. And here's what I have going on in the sink. And we are all done with the dishes. Time to work on this little pile. All right, I went through all my mail. I generated some trash, some things to shred, and a few things I need to take care of. But I'm running a little low on time, so today's not going to be the day I handle that. But now it's organized out in the open and I know exactly what I need to do. This is how I ended up sleeping last night. So I didn't put any of my sheets on, but it's time to make the bed and fold the laundry. And here we have a clean canvas to get folding on. And here we are. Everything is folded. Now just a matter of putting some things away. It took me about 17 minutes to get to this point. I do have a couple of things that need to get hung up, but that's going to go on tomorrow's to-do list because, of course, I am running behind. I have now put in some more blankets into the laundry. Boy, do I miss my regular couches without the blankets on them, but I don't know if there's a way to keep things clean having the cats there. Blankets I can take off and put them in the laundry. But I don't know if I would be able to just clean the couches. I think all the fur that would get stuck in the weaving of the material here would just be there forever. Meanwhile, the big blanket is drying in the sun. All right, I folded the laundry, so that's done. It's after 1 o'clock now, so it's time to sweep and wash the floor. But honestly, I feel exhausted and I need to do a little bit of cleanup before I can start working on the floor. So I'm going to take a little bit of time off. Hopefully that's not a mistake. I simply do not have it in me to do the floor today. Maybe that should be task 1 for tomorrow, before my energy runs out. All right, today's the day I'm washing the floor. I actually had to get a bunch of things done this morning. I woke up early. My mom has a medical procedure, so I had to drop her off for that. I did walk her dog already, and I'm about to head out with my car for an appointment with the mechanic. So let's make today's list. Before I do anything with the floor, I have to pick up. So that's going to be number 1. Then I have to sweep, but I'm going to try and see if I can vacuum today. I did borrow my mom's vacuum when I was with the dog. So we'll see if that works better. And then finally, I want to wash the rest of the floors. All right, I'm not putting anything else on this list for now. We'll see how it goes and what else I can add later on. This is the before. Hello, welcome back on Saturday. Let's just pretend the last 2 days didn't exist. Honestly, after I had finished doing the floors, I was absolutely exhausted. And then the following days, I did not feel like doing anything except focusing on work, which is not a bad thing. But today I have a friend's party, so I have a few things I need to get done, and I need to get there by 2 p.m. to help out. I am making a big batch of margarita, so I got to prepare that before I go. On my way there, I got to buy some ice. And to prepare, I have to wash my hair today. Those things have a little asterisk because they are the must happen today things. Other than that, I still want to do my dishes because I was preparing some pickles for the party. I have more dishes than I normally would at this point in the week. So those are a priority to get done so I can work in the kitchen when preparing the margarita. I also need to water my plants, clean my toilet and sink. And then I have 2 more things here. I wanted to prepare an Amazon list for a couple things I wanted to buy. It is also time to clean my tub, but both of these things have a question mark because they will probably not happen. There are my stretch goals for the day. As the day goes on and things get done, we'll see how I feel and how much on track I am. And to keep me on track, I've made this little timeline for this morning, roughly sketching out when I want to get things done to make sure that everything gets finished in time. Let's see how things go. I actually have quite a few dishes to get done in my second round for the week. All right, the dishes are done. And the counter is clear. We are making some really good progress. Margarita has been made. Dishes have been washed. Plants have been watered. I still want to work on the toilet and sink, but that's going to happen right before me going to wash my hair, and I'm buying ice on the way to the party. The other stuff, still up in the air. As for my timeline, I'm doing pretty good. It's 11:30 now, which means that I am right on track. All right, I've made it to the bathroom. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what happens when you haven't unpacked for a while and just have taken things out of your suitcase earlier in the week. So before I can clean, I gotta clear off the surfaces. I am also working on the toilet. All right, the toilet is clean. And so is my sink area here. Yay! Time to get ready for the party. Okay, I think today's the day. I have to clean my bathroom. My level of resistance to this task is huge, but I think I want to make it happen. I have cleared off all the surfaces. I've got my cleaning products ready. Nothing left to do but get started. Just look at this shine. And this clean floor. All right, it's time to check things off on my tracker here. I don't quite know what happened in the 3rd week of September that I don't have anything checked off, but I have not been staying on top of my planner here, so I will probably have to go back and check things off once I figure out what actually got done then. But for now, let's focus on this last week. I did get all of my weekly things done. I was able to do the dishes twice this past week. Well, technically it was a week and a few days because I did continue this on until the last day of the month, which actually happened to be a Tuesday in the new week. So I did do the dishes twice. I did water my plants. I cleaned my toilet and sink. I cleaned my counters, which I do every time I do the dishes, but I deep clean them as well. I did fold and put away my clothes, and I swept around the house. I did also work on getting some of my monthly tasks done. I did not do the dusting, and that's definitely one of my least favorite tasks here on the tracker. As you can see, I don't do that on a regular basis at all. I had done the kitchen sink before. I did actually clean my bathroom and I deep cleaned it. I did clean the tub and the shower while I was doing that as well. I did wash my sheets and towels. That happened on my big day of laundry, so that got done. I did finish washing my floor. I know the prior weeks I did the floor in the kitchen and hallway, but I did finish the floor everywhere else, so that got clean. And another task that I did not do, that going back and looking here is not one I like to do often, is going through my photos in my phone, which is a bad thing because I am trying to build the habit of going in there and organizing things before it gets too bad. Now for my other cleaning tasks, these would be my quarterly ones. I didn't get many done at all this month. Hopefully I don't leave them all to November. But I did do a few things. I did clean my blankets. I know it says rugs here, but I don't really have any rugs right now. So we'll mark that as done. I did clean my blankets. Technically, there's one more that needs to get washed, but that's okay. We'll get to it, and I think I can check this off the list. The other thing I got done was cleaning under the furniture when I washed the floors. I was sure to move all the furniture in the living room, so that got done. However, I did not move the furniture in the bedroom, so I'm going to just mark that as half done like I did in the first quarter, because the next time I wash the floors, I'm going to focus on moving the furniture in the bedroom so that area can get done as well. And that's pretty much it for the month. I did get a lot of the big tasks, the tasks I dread done that last week, which of course is typical for me. Now let's go back and look at the month itself. Looking at how empty my calendar is for September really gives you an overview of how much I neglected to keep up and use my planner this month, unfortunately. My to-do list, which I think was a good idea, was abandoned early on in the month. Not only did I not fill it in, I also didn't check any of the few things that I did actually fill in. Unfortunately, thinking and looking at all the things I need to get done was really making my anxiety worse, which is understandable, but I was trying to take good care of myself, so I figured, let me just go of some things and I'll get back to them when I'm feeling better. So that's what I did. I gave myself some grace and just let some things slide. Of course, some things didn't get done and probably got worse because of being put off, but it is what it is right now. As far as my goals are concerned, I only have one more that I can check off as finished this month. Unfortunately, I still have not gotten to the therapy goal, but I'm not giving up on it. And I didn't do anything in terms of filing that application for the certification I'm pursuing. Hopefully, I don't run out of time and miss my deadlines, but it was just not something I could handle. The one thing I did get done is I read 2 books. They were both easy reading novels, so nothing serious, more pleasure reading than anything else, but I did get them done. I don't have the titles here, so I'll have to add that on. I think I still have the book in my car because I want to return it and exchange it for another one. So I'll add that in later when I take a look at the book in the car. And that's pretty much it. That's how September went. Did I hope for more for myself for this month? Of course. But this is the reality of the season that I'm in, and I'm trying not to beat myself up about that because that's not helpful. With the start of a new month, I'm hoping to get excited about things to come and, as always, get stuff done. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.